Okay, guys, well, welcome back. Um, if you're watching this, hopefully it's because you have already completed. I made 6 10-minute videos, and that was the first day of class. And so if you did those videos, then you completed the first day of class. This is the beginning of another 6 videos, and this is the second day of class. If you already watched the first 6 10-minute videos and you make it through this series of 6 10-minute videos, then you'll be done with the first week of school. And there's only like 14 weeks of school. So basically, complete this series today, and you only got to do that 14 more times, and then the semester's over. You write me a couple of papers, you make some comments, you're all done. That's it. It's not hard. I'm picking up where I left off last time, basically. I got a battery pack here, so I'm just kind of trying to keep the power up. So welcome back. And I hope things are going smoothly. Also, obviously, if you have any questions, my email address is. Don't hesitate to email me. It's very just. Let me say this about email. Also, this is a very useful thing to say. Just send me an email. Some of your professors are jackasses about email. A lot of people who work at BMCC feel like their job is to prepare students for the real world, which they, for some reason, define the real world as a job in an office, there's other kinds of realities, but for a lot of people, that's what the real world means, like corporate office shit. So one of the things some of your professors, and you should be prepared for this is one of these sort of shitty things, but some of your professors will want like formal emails, like where they want your email to say, "Dear Professor Clock, I hope this email finds you well. My name is Thelonious Monkchild, and I am in your ENG 101-1203 class meeting, and like it's and then you have to say, I had a series of questions for you, and I hope you'll go. And it's like, and then at the end of the email, you go, and I thank you in advance for your time, and blah 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 blah. So, I don't think I get what they're doing. They want you to write formal, serious emails like old-fashioned letters, because they think it's professional. And when you have a job, you will need to write emails like that to people. If you have a job where your job involves emailing a lot of people. But for me, I find I understand what those teachers are trying to do. But for me personally, just send an email to me. And now I do need to know what your name is useful and the class you're in is useful. But you can just say 101. I only got one of those. So you can just tell me you're a 101 student of mine, and your last name is a little bit helpful because it helps me to like locate you in my gradebook, for example, if you're asking a question like that. But really, you could just dash off emails to me, and they can have spelling errors, and they can be very brief. Like you can literally be like, Professor, where's the video from today? And I'll write you back and be like, oh shit, I forgot to put it up. And it's fine. So just, I accept, here's the point. I accept casual emails from students like text messages. It's totally fine. So don't hesitate to sort of send me that kind of stuff. I'm sort of happy to help on that front. Yeah, so I hope you found the first day of class functional, and this is the second day of class, and we will figure it out from here. And if you have questions or anything, just don't hesitate. Sometimes I don't feel intimidated to send me an email. Just send one. It'll go fine. There's no chance. There's zero chance that I will like yell at you because you sent me an email. I'm just not going to do that. I'm pretty relaxed. I wouldn't say relaxed, but I don't get mad at people. Let's say that. So anyway, just send me an email. Don't worry about it. I'm very approachable, and it's very normal to, send me stuff. And come see me in office hours. It's totally fine if you want to come. And you don't have to show your face in office hours, and you can if you want to. But there's like have office hours that are kind of like FaceTiming or Skype or something where it's like Zoom, and you can, we can see each other's faces if you want. But you're welcome to just call during office hours and not show your face. Totally reasonable. So whatever really works for you. So that's just one of those little. That thing that I just said for the last 4 minutes, that's what I was talking about last time. This class is both how to write and how to think, but it also doubles as like college orientation, because this is the class everyone has to pass if they're going to continue at BMCC, and everyone has to take this class. So that's one of those college orientation things. Some of your professors will get pissy and jerky if you don't write them formal, serious emails. I am not one of those professors. Some of your professors will flip out if you don't call them Dr. So-and-so. I went to grad school and I deserve... I don't know why all my impressions today are British. But I went to grad school and I worked many years and you will refer to me as Dr. blah, blah, blah. Like, okay. Like, give me a fucking break. You can just call me Jeff Clock, whatever, Professor Clock. I really don't care. I'm pretty chill about it. So my point is I don't want to be intimidating to reach, and I'm not here to correct you and yell at you. I'm here to encourage you and try to have a good time with this stuff, because I don't know, life should be fun. So anyway, that's just a little college orientation nonsense. So let's pick up where we left off last time and kind of return to the Plato. Okay, or not return. We haven't gotten to Plato yet, but we're on this handout here, which is called How to Write Essays. And it is available on the Blackboard site under course content. And this is a piece of paper, and it does have two sides. So it's like a page and a half, basically, because it goes in the back also. It does have two sides. If you can, I'll read a page and a half. If you can do all those things in every essay, not all, but if you can do most of these things in your essays, and if you can do really some or most of them in your comments, you're going to do fine. You're going to have an A or a B in the class if you do this stuff. That's the basics of the course. Once I get to the end of this thing, I won't have anything else to teach you, which sounds crazy, but it's kind of true. It's a little bit of an exaggeration, but it's kind of true. Once we get to the end of this, I will have nothing additional to teach you. What we will be doing for the rest of the semester is just practicing that shit. So let's take a look at what it says. So, oh, and just to reiterate, so what this is when you write an essay, these are things you can do. A lot of students want a formula. First do this, then do this, then do this, then do this, then do this. Formulas I don't think it works. It's not a good way to, because it's forcing you to think a certain way. And I don't want to force you to think a certain way. What these are moves that you can make. If you've ever had that thing where you're looking at a blank piece of paper and you don't even know where to get started, this is how you get started. If you have this thing next to you before you start to write, you're going to be able to generate lots and lots of pages, because all you have to do is do the things that the piece of paper tells you to do, and you can do them really in any order. You can rearrange things later, so we'll talk about that in a second. So for now, the first thing you're going to want to do, and I mentioned up here, you're going to need paragraphs, and each paragraph has to have sort of a main point, and then all the rest of the paragraph relates to that point, and your whole paper has to have a point, and that point has to be your opinion. Ooh, helicopters! We're going to get helicopters. Let's see if we get a visual. Where are they? Oh, I can't see them. Oh, I'm so close. Okay. If a helicopter comes by again, I'll get it for you guys. You deserve to see a helicopter. So, the main thing, so you'll have paragraphs, and each paragraph will have a main point, and then your whole paper has a main point. Here's a crucial thing about college writing: that main point should be your opinion. The point in the paragraphs means your opinion should be in every paragraph, and the main point of your paper should be your opinion. You're not writing book reports anymore. You're not just telling me what somebody else said. Your job is to tell me what someone else said and then have an opinion on it. And the opinion isn't like something extra you tack on at the end. Your opinion is the main point of the paper. You're quoting these people to help explain your opinion. So, all right. So then what you're reading is extremely important. So let's start with this. When you read, one of the things you're going to want to do is you're going to want to quote things. You can also paraphrase, which is when you put a quote in your own words, and you can also summarize, which is when summary is just say the whole thing in a little space. So, when in your papers you're going to want to quote things. And I'll let you know a little secret. I've written 4 books because I'm a crazy person. By the way, don't read my books. Don't buy them. Don't read them. Don't do that. They're at the library, but there's no libraries anymore under COVID. Anyway, don't buy my books because they're weirdly expensive for complicated reasons. It's not worth explaining. It has to do with academic publishing and libraries, so don't worry about it. But I wrote 4 books, and here's how I did it. The first thing I did is my books are about books. So the very first thing I did was I just read philosophy, and then I wrote down quotes that I liked. Then I discussed the quotes. At that point, the book's half written. That's literally, granted, I had hundreds of quotes and I discussed each one. But that's really a great place to get started, is just quoting somebody, and then discussing the quotes. So, okay. Anyway, I reached the end of this video, but I will see you guys in the next video right after this. Thanks for joining me.